Hello there. I developed a multiplayer jigsaw puzzle game called Puzzle Together, and I'm always looking for new puzzles to add. And normally I use stock photographs, but lately I've been trying out using some AI generated images. So today what I'm going to try and do is take a subject for a puzzle and try to make the best version of that I can in Midjourney, version 5.1, and also in Leonardo Alchemy, which is a new model that is getting to be very competitive. And I'm going to see what produces the best results. Here we go. So Midjourney still has this unusual interface where you have to use Discord to access it. I use the direct messages. I go to direct messages in Discord, click on the Midjourney bot, and now it's just as if I were in the Midjourney's own channel, but I'm the only one in here. So we start with the Imagine prompt. I put together this prompt here. Now, jigsaw puzzle subjects, people often like to do jigsaw puzzles with lots of interesting little bits and objects and colors and shapes so that each piece is interesting, and it helps you to put it together, but it also gives some interest every time you put some pieces together. So in this case, I'm going to go with that kind of visual theme and try to make the interior of a rare bookstore with antique furniture, spiral staircase, a cat, art, a chandelier, lamps, and shelves of colorful old books. Now this is really challenging for an AI image generator because it has a lot of different elements to it, a lot of small details. So we'll see what kind of results it produces. I'm going to ask it for an aspect ratio of 14 to 16, so that'll be a little bit taller than it is wide. And of course, I want to use the latest version, 5.1. All right, I'll copy that and hit enter and see what we get. All right. So their four images are quite similar to each other. We've got the chandelier. Looks like we've got some artwork in there and definitely lamps. I don't know about a cat. I'm going to upscale actually all of these and see what we get. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, our first one here. I like the stained glass window back there. Got some lamps, artwork. I don't see our cat anywhere. Let's look at the next one. This stairway seems to go nowhere, or kind of goes out the window. Got a stained glass lamp there, that's kind of nice, but these details here don't seem to make much sense. Our third one here, this is a hazard. There's books all over the staircase. There's some art on tables, antique furniture. Again, I'm not seeing our cat. And the last one. Wow, got a lot going on in here. This piece of furniture kind of makes no sense. A lot of just sort of random clutter everywhere. All right, so my favorites of these, I think my favorite of these would have to be the first one. Okay, now let's try the same prompt in Leonardo. So here we are in Leonardo.ai. This is a more intuitive interface in that you can generate the images right through the website. No Discord needed. Leonardo is different from Midjourney in that there's a bunch of different models that you can use. They're all stable diffusion based. My favorite these days has been Dream Shaper v6, but Deliberate 1.1 is also very good. RPG 4.0, a lot of them are very good. Now I just turned on Alchemy here. Normally Alchemy is off, but if you want to turn on this beta feature, Alchemy, that's producing much more detailed results. I'm going to switch the dimensions to 512 by 768 so that we get a similar aspect ratio to what we generated in Midjourney. And now I'm just going to copy in my prompt. I don't need the other bits that I sent to Midjourney there. And let's see what it does with that. I'm going to have it do 4 images just like we did with Midjourney. Here we go. Wow. So these images, we've got the cat, 2 cats in this case. We've got antique furniture, chandelier, spiral staircase, some colorful books. Looks like there's a bit of a spiral staircase back there and a bookshelf. That doesn't quite make sense. I don't see any art on the walls. Midjourney really went all in on the wall art. Oh, there's a little bit of a plant over here. That's nice. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, this spiral staircase is a bit of a mess. There's kind of half a cat here on the table. All right. Next one here. This pretty much looks like it makes sense up here. The spiral staircase goes up to the second floor. Oh, there's another bit of staircase back here. That's a problem often with these stable diffusion-based models is repeating elements. Often you ask for 1 person, it'll give you 2 people. You want 5 fingers, it'll give you 8 fingers. And in this case, we're getting more staircase than we want. Oh, here's a cat and a half. All right. I really like the feel and the warmth and the kind of realism, the texture of these images, but when it comes down to the detail, the coherence, the shapes, it's just not right. Okay, so which of these would we consider the best? That's tough. I guess I would say this first one, even though there's a bit of staircase back there. Now let's compare that with our favorite from Midjourney here. That would be this one here. Now, this staircase, it looks like it almost comes to a point here, like a person might not be able to walk through there the way the rails are formed. But I like the stained glass window, and I like the sort of semi-organized clutter. This one feels more like you're in a wealthy, I don't know, British manor from the 1800s maybe. But we do have our cats. So I'm going to try them both again, but I'm going to simplify the prompt a little bit to try and keep it from maybe being confused by too many details. So I'm just going to say, let's see, imagine okay, interior of a rare bookstore with antique furniture. I'll skip the spiral staircase and the cat and say art. I'll skip the chandelier and say lamps, shelves of colorful old books. All right, try that. Okay. So the first one here, it looks like there's some kind of monstrosity of a staircase here, so we'll have to skip that one. The second one here has they all have chandeliers. That's a very strange chandelier, but let's upscale 2, 3, and 4 and see what we get. Okay. It looks like this chandelier is made out of I don't know. Bird wings? There's a ladder back here. There's definitely some lamp, some kind of a desk. It does look photorealistic, and I like the ceiling. All right, that's a possibility outside of this strange chandelier. Let's look at the next one. Got all the elements. The ceiling is maybe a bit too painted and decorated here. I'm not sure if that's a mirror or a window to another room back there. This one might be a bit, I don't know, stodgy. Let's look at the last one. Got another orange chair, a couple ladders, chandelier, lots of books. I do like the depth. Let's compare that with the first one here. Okay, I would say it's either this first one or the fourth one that we might go with. I kind of like in this first one how the chair is facing in as opposed to facing straight out at the viewer. So I'm going to consider this my favorite for the Midjourney result. Now let's go into Leonardo and try that same prompt without the bits that are Midjourney specific, and generate. Okay. Again, it looks like we're in a stately home here. More or less makes sense. This rug seems to just be the trim around a rug, but besides that, it mostly makes sense. Another stately home, looks like where you'd maybe a library, but I wouldn't say that many bookstores are likely to look like this. Same here. And again, this looks more library-like. Now, we're getting pretty good results, but they're tending more towards a stately, wealthy manor house kind of look. So there's a few things we can do with Leonardo. For example, it comes with these different styles. So I've been using general. Let's say we go to photography and just try it again with that change. Similar results, maybe a little darker. They're nice, but they're not quite the rare bookstore. They're still the wealthy old home. Well, let's go back to general, but let's try changing the model. Let's try deliberate 1.1, see what that'll give us. Okay, these are lighter, brighter, and I think simpler, less texture to them. Still not looking, okay, this is not, yeah, this makes no sense. This has kind of layers of glass over the books. Okay, deliberate 1.1 is not the model to go with for this subject matter, apparently. RPG 4.0 sometimes gives us interesting results. Let's give that a try. Just getting straight on, kind of less interesting objects, less interesting viewpoints. So yeah, I think that Dreamshaper V5 is giving us the best results here, but do they stack up against Midjourney? I'm going to download my favorite of these, and I'm going to download my favorite result from Midjourney. So here are the results right next to each other. This is my favorite of the results from Midjourney, and this is my favorite of the results from Leonardo Alchemy, both using the same prompt, the original full prompt. I find the Midjourney results to be brighter, warmer, more textured, more realistic. They also followed my instructions better in the sense that I was asking for a rare bookstore, and this looks like it could be a cluttered room in a rare bookstore, whereas the Leonardo result looks more like a wealthy home from the 1800s or something. They both have some problems with coherence. The Leonardo result has this extra bit of a staircase in this alcove, and this cat-like thing is kind of a mess here. This seems to be just the front end of a cat, and maybe this is a bit of a cat up here. I'm not sure. There's also three chandeliers within just a few feet of each other. Whereas the Midjourney one, I'm not sure if this chandelier would be considered a problem of coherence. It could just be a strange piece of art. Maybe some artist traded it for some used books. I don't know. It has a bunch of pieces of artwork, lamps, lots of little knickknacks, but none of them are fully realized as like, what is this a sculpture of? Is this a sculpture or a rag draped over something? You know, there's a lot of items in here that at a glance look okay, but then when you think about it, it's like, what even is that? There's a vase on top of what is this? A pipe that maybe the sliding ladders would roll along on, but I'm not sure why there would be a vase up there. But some bits of it are really nice, like this chair. I just want to sit in it. I like this rug, the feeling of depth with the brightness behind that window there, and even some light coming in here. So overall, I much prefer the feel of the Midjourney result, but I don't think either of them are up to the quality that is necessary right now to make a finished puzzle image. So I don't think this is a prompt that AI is really up to the task for right now. And next time I'll try something a bit simpler. Well, I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.